Hey friends, it is time for our next week of planting, which I think is week 8. I could be wrong on that. Don't count me. But we're going to check on all the seeds we already got. Look at these tables. And we're going to plant the last round of tomatoes today. First, let's take a peek at the grow room. I've set up the extra table and turned on this additional light now. So this is my lighting system. I've got the 2 big shop lights. I've got lights in the top 2 shelves here, and I got lights over here in these shelves. These are the farthest along the largest plants. What I do is, you can see how much higher this light is. These are plants that are going to work themselves outside. They're getting really tall and big. I'm moving the lights away for them so they're not used to having a light right directly inches from them anymore. That's because when they go outside, they're not going to have that necessarily. I've got a fan down here that I'm kind of turning on and hardening them up a little bit and getting them ready to be outside in some weather. I'm getting extremely close to being able to start hardening off some of these colder weather plants, but I'm not quite there yet, both because of my schedule and because we might get cold next week. So this tray has the peanuts that were the unfortunate victims of a cat attack. You can see there's been a little nibbling still here, but they are doing really well. They bounced back just fine. In front of them, I have the cat grass. This is the original cat grass. The variegated had really poor germination. I only got 5. I did just dump some more seed in there. Here's the gomphrena, and these are my artichokes. This little guy's not doing great, but these 2 are getting really big. They're going to need to be up potted. I just haven't got to it yet. This is all cilantro right here. I have it in 2 larger 4-inch containers. That will go out pretty soon. The tray behind it are all my beets, and they look terrible. And they've got water. I'm not exactly sure why they're looking so terrible. I've been doing really well in watering. All the cabbages that are next to them look fantastic. So I don't exactly know what's going on. Those might get thrown out before they're ready just because they seem to be not doing well. It might be too warm, maybe. And I know, I'm talking a lot. Okay, over here, I've got these 2 valerian just kind of stuck in here because they're huge and I don't know where else to put them. But behind these, I've got cauliflowers. These are all my kales, broccolis. I've got chard in here, and these are kohlrabi on the end. And then in front of them, these are just stuck here. These are dahlias, blazing saddles, and that other dandy dahlia mix. They are getting really, really big. They are mostly 1 in a container, and they're probably going to be okay like that. There's a couple that have 2. Why are you eating cat grass? It's not dog grass. It's cat grass. Okay. Moving on. This is the next row. These have the light a little bit closer because they're not quite as big yet, although a couple of them, look at this, is the Tulsi basil. Can you see that? It's getting flowers. Same thing with the chamomile. Crazy chamomile. I keep having to pick flowers off of it. Sorry, getting out of hand here. This right here is lobelia. I've cut it back. These are all the celeries. I up potted them into their own little containers. They're in 6-packs now. Here's some chamomile, and here is some chamomile. Again, I've just been picking off these heads. These right here are all the lupin plants. They're doing really well. Thyme is up here. Some bergamot lavender. These are small tulsis, and these are huge tulsis. And again, I've got no idea why. They've lived together this entire time. Right over here, I have got, these are the salvias, the St. John. There's another one somewhere. And then these here are all the different mints. We've got 2, 2, and 2. There's 3 different kinds of mints here. And then I did just separate my rosemary. I had 2 pots going, and I just potted them all into these individuals. They were ready to get some bigger pots. Right here, these are parsleys. And they are next to my pansies, which can take cooler weather. Those should be going out soon. These are garlic chive, marjoram, and these are cumin, which I've never gotten successfully to grow. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but they got little flowers coming out too. Very interesting. Never done it. And then here are all my onion starts, and they are more than ready to go outside. Like I said, I'm just waiting for a good day to harden these off in the next week or two. As far as smaller plants or things that are lagging a little bit behind, this is my tray of just smaller things. Here's that other salvia. This is the rose salvia. It just seems smaller. I don't know if it's because, fungus gnats. This is cardinal flower. There are a couple little flowers coming up in there. These right here, sorry, there's like a blue light. That's from these guys. This is all the eucalyptus, which I potted up and moved over, and it's doing much, much better away from those taller things. So I'm glad I did that. I've got bells of Ireland, which have grown like crazy now that I got them up. I've only got 3, but that's okay. I'll take it. That's better than the 0 I had last year. Right here is red columbine. I got a hollyhock. I got this one random parsley. These chives are doing terrible. I only got 1 out of each, so I did put more chive seed in there. This is a bergamot. It's a red one. And so is this. There's one little guy in there. And then back behind it is kind of what we call the nursery. Nothing's happening back here. These are the ginger and turmeric roots. I don't know. I don't feel very good about those. And these are the things where nothing's really happening, but I'm not giving up hope. I do have 1 butterfly milkweed right there. I do have, look at this. This is the American purple top rutabaga. 1. He finally came out. That's the first tray we planted, guys. And then these are all nothing. Everything here I've got nothing, including, to my dismay, the geraniums that I wanted to get. So maybe I'll get some of those, but it's not looking great. And then these 2 rows right here are the last 2 weeks we've planted. So 2 weeks ago we planted peppers, and I'm not having great pepper germination. I'm getting a little bit worried. It's been 2 weeks. I should have better germination. I've got a little bit of the Cal Wonders. My bells, see this guy right here? When they get the seeds stuck on them, you kind of want to just pop it off. Otherwise it'll keep those leaves from popping off. Not great, not great. I've got a banana pepper. The shishitos are coming up really nice, and the nadapinos are coming up nice. All these ones, very sparingly, but a lot of them are still coming up. Can you see? So I'm not going to get too worried yet. In another week or 2, I'm going to get really nervous though. But that's the peppers. And then up here, these are, the tags are backwards. I should have turned those around for the purpose of this video. These are all my zinnias and cosmos. And then basils down on the end. And they all look real good. They're coming up nice and good. I've got them with these nice close lights so they don't get leggy. Same thing here. Here's all our tomato babies. And our tomatoes are coming out fantastically. I think I've got every single kind up. Yep, I do. Every single one's got at least 1 up. And then on the end, those are those pumpkins in the stick. I don't think I have any eggplant up. No surprise there. Okay, last grouping of tomatoes. This is going to be the micro tomatoes. This is going to be like the saladette or the smaller size tomatoes. It's going to be cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, and paste tomatoes. So let's I'm going to group them kind of like that. So starting with the micros, I'm growing this red robin tomato. I grew this last year. It was on my deck in a container. It looked super funny. It only got, I don't know, maybe 15 inches high, maybe 18 inches high. Definitely didn't reach 2 feet. And it made, I don't want to call them cherry tomatoes. They were a little bit bigger. They were bigger than a cherry and not quite the size of a ping pong ball. So not a full-size tomato, but not a baby tomato either. And they grew really close to the stem. They were very, very cool, very neat. So I kind of got infatuated with tiny tomato plants, and I went all in when I went to the seed swap, and I got 4 more kinds, which I've already shown off on here. You can go back and look at my seed swap video. I talk about them a little bit more, I think. But I did this one, Micro Dwarf Christmas Tree. This one, whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. This is a yellow Micro Dwarf. I got this one called Evita. That's a red one. And I got this one because you have to. It's called Micro Dwarf fat frog. I'm going to grow a fat frog tomato because why not, right? Why not? It's going to fit in a pot. I can put it anywhere. So I'm growing those 5 small ones. Then for cherry tomatoes, I'm growing 5 different cherry tomatoes. I am going to do one hybrid. I'm going to do the Super Sweet 100. This is the very first tomato that I ever planted. Burpee is the very first seed I ever got, actually. And and was my husband's favorite. Whether it's still his favorite, I don't really know, but he likes the taste of this one. And I like a good bright red tomato for cherries that produces very well. And this definitely does that. And then I'm going to go with my heirlooms. I've got 2 of them that are darker colored. This one's called the Black Strawberry. This is from Baker Creek. And then this one is called Blue Boar Berries. This is from Wild Boar Farms. He is the person that breeds tomatoes. And these are both dark colored. This one is more purpley, and this one's got like a red purple to it. This is more of a blue purple. They're very pretty, very tasty, more of that umami flavor. And then I got 2 more that are brighter. This one's called Sun Gold. This is an heirloom. I got mine from Seeds for Generations, but you can get Sun Gold in a lot of different places. And I'm also going to do the Sunrise Bumblebee. Isn't that pretty? It's all stripy, kind of reddish yellow. I'm going to do that one. That one's from Rare Seeds, which is Baker Creek too. So those are my 5 cherry tomatoes. Now I'm going to do 3 of them that are kind of that grapey size up to a saladette. And the one I'm going to do that's red is called Agripoli d'Inverno. I don't really know. It's this one. It's called a winter grape tomato of old Italy. Flavorful little aromas. Great for snacking, fresh or dried. These are very prolific. They really liked the west side of my house, which is a good spot for me to put them. I'm going to grow those. Those would be great for salads. They're a grape tomato. They're a little bit bigger. The other grape I'm going to do is called Brad's Atomic Grape. I've tried this one a couple times and not had good success with it, but I keep hearing other people on social media talking about how good it is and how well it does for them. So I'm wondering if I'm doing it wrong, and I'm going to give her another try. And then I'm going to do one hybrid called the 4th of July. The same year that I planted those Super Sweet 100 cherries, I did this 4th of July tomato. It's early. It's a 4-ounce fruit, it says. My husband really likes these. They're very good for putting in a lunchbox with a little bit of salt or something. Taking on the go, good lunchbox tomato. So these are the 3 in that size family that I'm going to do. That leaves me paste tomatoes. Now, I used to think I had to do a whole bunch of paste tomatoes because most of what I like to do with my tomatoes is preserving. So spaghetti sauce, pizza marinara sauce, stewed tomatoes, salsa, all that kind of stuff where you crush the tomatoes up. But I have found over the years that I actually like taking the big heirloom tomatoes that are meatier. They're easier to work with. I mean, if you take a Roma tomato that's like this big and you have to skin it and take care of it, or if you take a big tomato like this and skin it and take care of it, you get a lot more bang for your buck with a giant big one. So, and you get a lot different flavor profiles. It's just better if you mix them. Okay. You don't take my word for it. Try whatever you want, but I have found. So I do grow paste tomatoes, but I also grow other ones and I mix them all together. So there's nothing saying I won't use a paste tomato for dinner one night. And there's nothing saying Brent's not going to pick one of these off the vine and eat it. And there's nothing saying they won't go into my spaghetti sauce. I'm an equal opportunity tomato grower. So I'm going to grow just 4 this year. I've tried a bunch of these. I'm going to do some San Marzanos. These are great producers. Yes, they're small and skinny and they're a pain in the butt to process. They've got good flavor and I have extended family that likes them and wants them. So I'm going to grow those. This Italian red pear I tried last year. I got it from Tomato Growers. It is very, very interesting. It's got very thin skin on it. I really enjoyed it last year. It grew well for me. I'm going to try that one. And then I'm just going to try these two ox hearts this year. I have not grown an ox heart tomato very successfully. I've grown one here or there and gotten a couple, but I feel like this meaty ox heart tomato would be very good for me for what I use tomatoes for. So I have got a pink ox heart from M.I. Gardner, and then I got a yellow ox heart right here, and I got this in a seed exchange from Mountain Lake Corner. Yes, I don't know why that is, but I'm gonna try those this year. So that's what we're planting. I'm gonna plant these exactly the same way that I planned those other ones. I'm gonna get 1 cup. I'm gonna put, I don't know, some seeds in there. Again, some seeds, and we're gonna let them grow. And once they get bigger and get their real leaves, not those just little seed leaves, at that point, I'll start up potting them into their own containers. And we'll move on from there until Michigan decides it's time for me to put them outside. Okay? All right, I need to get some sticks out with names on it. And I need to get some soil into cups. Okay, I've got all my seeds. And what I did is I wrote the variety on the tongue depressor. And then I'm going to go on the other end, and they'll be buried in the ground eventually. But I'm just going to put how many of each I need to have to meet my goal of what I need to sell and what I want for myself. I've kind of given myself a little bit of a variance here. Cherry, I need 12 to 15. I need 12 to 15 seedlings to make it. So I can plant a little bit more than that because they might not all make it. Paste tomatoes, 15 to 20 about, and those micro or saladette grape size, I need 4 to 6 total. Now I've got 5 different cherry tomatoes and I need 15, so I need at least 3 of each. Guess who's not doing 3 of each? Guess who's doing 4 of each? Because what if one doesn't turn out? I can always sell the extras, but I can't go back later in the season and get them back, right? I can always thin them. I can cut them. I don't have to take care of them. These little grape ones, the A Grapoli, the 4th of July, and Brad's Atomic Grape. I want 4 to 6 of these, and I've got 2 of each. I'm going to go... You guys are going to laugh at me. I'm not even sticking to my numbers. I can't. I'm doing 3 of each. And I really wanted to put 4 there, but I didn't. Admire my restraint. I only did 3. As far as the micros, these I think would be really fun to give people as little presents. But I don't want to get carried away here. I'm going to do 3 of each of these too. Holy cow, that's totally more than I was going to do. All right. But to be fair, I didn't plan on all these little micros that I just found at the thing, so not my fault. And then I have got my paste tomatoes, which is 15 to 20. I need at least 4 of each of these, and I've got, my sister-in-law wants a bunch of San Marzanos. So I'm going to do 10 San Marzanos for her, and then I'm going to do 5 of each of the rest. So let's add this up. 10, 20, 25... 28 and 31, 40, 48, 56, 60, 69 tomatoes, and 35 plus 6. Yeah, that's double what I have in my sticky notes. Okay, this is a problem, but what are you gonna do? So I had to use 6-pack cells because honestly, that's what I got left in the basement. We're running out of space, and I don't want to put them into solo cups yet because they're not very big, and that just seems really silly. So I'm just going to go along, and I'm going to put my micros, one at a time because they're going to stay very small. So I will just put 1 micro per container. And where's my Red Robins? Right here. They can probably stay in those for quite a while. And my next smallest is probably going to be a Sun Gold. I'll do 2 in each of those. Same thing with these Sunrise. Look, I just said I was going to do 4 of these, but now I got 6 packs. So I'm going to do 2 in each cell for all my cherry tomatoes, which means I'm planting 6 now. Do you see why I have extra tomatoes to sell? It's a problem. All right. And then I'm going to do some Brad's Atomic Grape, some 4th of Julys, some A Grapolis, some yellow ox hearts, some pink ox hearts, some red pears, and San Marzanos. Oh my gosh. Stephanie, Stephanie, Stephanie. This is a lot of tomatoes. Ta-da! We have tomatoes. And in a funny twist, the smaller tomatoes have their own container and the bigger ones are all jumbled up into one container, but that's how life works. You work with what you have. Don't look at the mess over there. Do as I say, not as I do. Put your mess away. Keep your seeds organized. Don't have a crazy messy desk. How cute are these two? Gracie, are you giving Jack a bath? I swear, guys, I feel like Cinderella. Everywhere I go around the house, these animals follow me. Got 2 cats and 2 dogs down here in the room right now. Hi. Sky the rabbit upstairs. And we are getting chinchillas after Easter break for Ava's birthday. I'll introduce you to them later. Oh, you don't want to see that. So there we go. They're back there living their best life under the glow lights with grow lights, not glow lights. That makes me sound like Metro Skate. Anybody else go roller skating in the 80s? Under the grow lights, getting ready for spring, which here in Michigan might be sooner rather than later. However, even if we get warmer earlier than expected, I won't put my tomato plants out until they're kind of more ready. Sorry, the word is eluding me. Until they are more robust, until they are stronger, because I want them to be successful. I don't want them to be eaten by something. I don't want them to have little thin, spindly stalks and, you know, a cool night damage them or stunt them. So even if we get nice warm weather shortly, these guys are going to be in the house for at least a month. What time is it? It's March, second week of March, middle week of April. Technically, May 1st is kind of when they usually go out. They might go outside, like on the porch in April, but they're not going to go into the ground quite yet. Now, I say that now, and that is what I should do. However, don't judge me if I change my mind, because I'm prone to that. So what's next? Well, the next 2 weeks are very, very busy. The next 2 weeks I am working. I got a permanent sub job for 2 weeks. So I will be teaching 5th graders for the next 2 weeks, watering all these plants, keeping them alive. I might do one more seed starting video and look through and get some more annual type flowers. I've got some more annual flowers in here that I might get going, and talk about the cucumbers and squash varieties that I'm going to do. I'll talk about direct seeding those. I will show you a video. My spinach that I planted outside is starting to come up, and we will definitely do at least another video or 2 out in the greenhouse before spring officially hits, checking out Dadland's greenhouse and see how those seeds are doing. But that is officially all the seeds that I have to start for the year. Everything I wanted to start inside has now officially been started. All right, bring on spring. All right, have a great day, guys, and I will see you soon.